Well, hello church friends. Lesley and I have been asked how we have been getting on in lockdown over the past few months. And like many of you, there have been parts of our life which we've experienced significant change. For myself, the closure of my business in March was something that I never could have imagined. My staff were furloughed thanks to the Chancellor's schemes, and I've been kept busy operating as a one-man band, keeping my business functioning, providing emergency eye care, repairs, etc., whilst preparing for the new normal in optics, with the priority being the safety and the well-being of my staff and patients. Just this last couple of weeks I've unfurloughed some of my receptionists part-time, and we're very much feeling our way through these uncertain times as patients respond in different ways to lockdown and to measures being eased. Good has come from this situation by new support networks formed with other independent opticians, as well as a bit of spare time at home that allowed me to do some of the overdue jobs, like painting the decking. The dog has also benefited from plentiful walks. Our family is not local, and so we've really missed having regular comings and goings. My parents live in London and celebrated their diamond wedding last month. Sadly, their weekend of celebrations was cancelled, but we could visit them for the day, and the card from the Queen arrived eventually. We've been able to see our children a couple of times recently, meeting up at an equidistant point between Cambridge, Didcot and Birmingham. We were delighted to have our first grandchild arrive last November. Sophie was 10 weeks premature, but we are thankful that she has progressed over the last few months. We've had lots of joy through FaceTime during the lockdown, but it's been sad not to hold or cuddle her.
My dad is 89 and lives in Dunblane, and for quite a number of years now I've been supporting him by visiting Scotland quite regularly, every 5 or 6 weeks for about 4 days. Obviously during lockdown this hasn't happened, so I've really missed my trips to Scotland and to see my dad. But now Nicola has changed the rules just recently. I'm heading north this Saturday to go and visit him and bring him back down for a few weeks. So that's something to look forward to. The positive that has come from a lack of travelling is that actually I've had a lot more space in life, which is normally busy and really well planned. And I've really appreciated just being able to slow down a bit. I've found time for things that perhaps I don't normally do. I've rediscovered my cross-stitch and reading and baking, and just done a few practical jobs around the house that I've not had a chance to do. It's also given me time to space to think and to read and enjoy the devotionals that Donald has been providing. I work in pharmacy and have continued to work part-time with some extra duties through the lockdown, but that's been fine. I've actually changed jobs or the location where I work, so I've been doing a bit adapting to new people and new shops and new customers, but that's been fine. We are just so thankful that we have belonged to a lovely house group who have been so supportive to us and to one another. It's just been a real pleasure to see that happening, and we are just loving the live streams and are so grateful to be part of a church that is vibrant and caring and giving us such good quality of teaching at this time. I wasn't brave enough to take part in the singing of I'm a Lighthouse, but as those of you who know me will already know, is that lighthouses have significance to me, in that when I had a cancer diagnosis about 7 years ago, God spoke to me quite clearly through a picture of a lighthouse, and the words that I really felt come to me were, what do lighthouses do? And in times of safety, instead of adversity, they lead people through to safety. And that's what God did to me during that time. And I just feel as if I'm a person who has known God's kindness and grace and mercy. And for that I'm thankful. God reminded me of that promise quite strongly about 18 months ago when Andrew and I took my dad on holiday. We went to Oban And on the day that would be my parents' diamond wedding anniversary, we decided to go a trip to Iona, and that involved a kayak ferry, and I found that very exciting. But it was lovely to have a go remembering my mum, because she was christened by the founder of the Iona community. And as we were getting the ferry back on what was a very grey and dreary day, you pass through the Isle of Lismore, and at the end of the island is a lighthouse. And as we were going past on the ferry, the sky broke up and the light beams shone through, and the lighthouse was illuminated. And I felt that God was just illuminating that lighthouse for me and saying, remember my goodness to you. And I have to say that during lockdown, the one thing I found really helpful is to remember God's goodness to me in the past. And that comes across in the verse of Psalm 9 verse 1. And it says, I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will recount all your wonderful deeds. And so in times that have been uncertain for Andrew and I over the last few months, I've tried to do that. I've tried to remember that God has been faithful in the past. He has been good and He is unchanging. And that has given me peace for the present and confidence for the future. I do confess I'm not perfect, and I do find myself wavering, but I continue to hold on, believing that in the end all will be well. Life perhaps won't be as we would want it, but it'll be good because it's God's best for us. While I was thinking about what to say in this video, I was walking the dog down in Newhall Valley, and that's been such a treat this lockdown. And a chorus came to me that I haven't sung since I was a student in the 1980s, and I'll leave you with the words of that, because it talks about how we can trust God because He is faithful. And the words are, because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know He holds the future, life is worth the living just because He lives. So we are missing you all. We're missing our meeting together and our corporate singing, and we send much love to you from us both. Bye for now.